Hello. The fourth role of government is maintaining competition. And we've talked about that when we studied market structure. And we said that monopolistic power of companies exploits consumers. They can reduce their production or they can raise their prices while the consumers do not have another alternative, so they will have to pay whatever they ask. That's why the role of government is to maintain competition, to protect competition, to monitor the monopolies, to make sure that they do not exploit the consumers. In maintaining competition, there are certain illegal practices. We talked about the antitrust laws. Antitrust laws. And we said that a trust is when a group of companies act as one, which means monopolistic behavior, exploiting the consumers. So antitrust laws usually try to eliminate or reduce the illegal practices of companies in a certain market. There are certain illegal practices, such as one, price fixing, and you know it from before, price fixing, when they decide on the price of a product not according to supply and demand, or they decide to keep a certain price high even if it costs less or there is an improvement in the methods of production. Number two, bid rigging. And you do not know what bid rigging is? A bid is when the government wants to buy computers, so it announces for a bid. A bid يعني مناقصة. The lowest price of the supplier of the computers that the government wants to buy with the specifications it requires will get the bid. What happens is that companies meet together. They decide that we will divide the work among us. This bid, I will take it, so I will give this price. Do not give a price lower than that. Next time, it's your turn, and so on. So bid rigging is when people لما الشركات تتفق مع بعض في المناقصات، انتوا هتحطوا سعر ايه؟ طب انا هحط سعر اقل علشان انا اخد المره دي، المره الجايه علشان ترسي عليك انت، المره اللي بعديها على الثالث, and so on. This is illegal. Number 3 is market segment or market share. Market segment or market share. Again, when the producers or sellers decide to divide the market among them, they are limiting competition. For example, if I make sandwiches and someone else makes sandwiches, I tell them I'm going to sell my sandwiches في منطقة الصحراوي، ما تجوش تبيعوا في الصحراوي. The others sell in Sheikh Zayed. Okay? So we are not competing. We are not competing. We are limiting competition, and therefore we can exploit or act monopolistic in a monopolistic behavior على buyers. This is also illegal. A fourth thing is mergers. And you know what mergers are? When two or more companies merge, they combine together to become bigger and more dominant in the market, so they have monopolistic power over the consumers. These are all illegal practices that the government passes laws, such as the antitrust laws, to maintain competition and reduce monopolistic power. You have learned about natural monopolies, and in this case, these natural monopolies, either the government runs them or it gives license. If you remember, we said something called government monopolies. It allows private sector to do this type of business, but under the supervision of the government. Bye bye.